No Man's Sky and Star Citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. We are here with another video, as promised. So, I've played these games quite a bit. No Man's Sky I have a bit more experience with. I've played it for a couple hundred hours. Um, Star Citizen I've gotten more into now that I have a PC. Before I didn't, I was, running a laptop, so couldn't really run the game. But I'm rocking new tech, so we're good to go. This video isn't to say, which one's better. It's just more my opinion and more my experience with the games, like I just said. So we're gonna start off with No Man's Sky. Obviously, this game has quite a lot of history. It's obvious that it's had its ups and downs, especially in the beginning. When it first came out, it was, not polished, not done, not good. But as the years went by, the trust that was lost was regained, which is good because Hello Games has been working pretty hard on this fucking game, I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's been great. And the reason, for me personally, it's great is because it's one of those comfort games, kind of like Minecraft, where I can hop on it for a couple hours and not rage, especially after I got done raging on an FPS game, like Call of Duty or some shit. So it's one of those games, and it feels great, even to this day, especially with shipbuilding being in it, which is amazing. Um, Obviously, that's a quality that Starfield had, but we don't talk about that. Now, the addition of the shipbuilding has been outstanding because you could build some crazy shit. As you can see on screen right now, I built the Pelican from Halo, a classic. And a lot of people have built other things. But, it's just to show what you can really do with what little resources you have. And by what little resources, I mean, Hello Games is like comprised of up to like 15 people, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe more. And they've managed to deliver, especially after all the drama, they managed to deliver on their promise. In a truly infinite universe where you could do whatever the hell you want. Now, No Man's Sky specifically is more of an exploration game the way I see it. Because each planet you go to has everything. It has wildlife, plants, minerals, caves, oceans. Each planet is unique and different in their own way. Obviously, they added gas giants and water worlds, which are also pretty cool. But like it's mainly an exploration game, and that's great. That's what really adds to the you know relaxing nature of the game, and it really puts you at ease and you can just be calm. And that's been my experience with the game. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun playing it. I've even delved into doing a little devious activities. I have gone and attacked many fleets, you know, friendly fleets. But that's more of a feature that isn't really, I would say, the main focus of the game. It's there, it's minimal, but it is nice. Obviously, the flight system, it's pretty. You lock on, and you can just hit whatever target it is. Whereas in the case of Star Citizen, it's a bit different, where you actually have to control your ship and actually kind of aim a bit, lead your shots in order to hit. And this is where I'm going to get into the fact that both games have something that I can go to each game for. It's not like, oh yeah, this game has everything I need. The other game, pointless. It's not like that. If I want to explore, see wildlife, look at beautiful planets, I'll play No Man's Sky all day because it's just amazing. Like every time I play the game, I just sit there and I can look at the scenery for hours, which is why I have so many screenshots of different ships, different locations. Everything just looks, nice. And the gameplay loop is not too bad. It's obviously like, big into crafting. You have base building. Can put portals that lead to your other bases across the entire universe, different planets. You have mining stations that you can make with the mining equipment. It's all around a pretty good game. And, I feel very strongly about it. Now, in the case of Star Citizen, right? Yes, you can explore, but, you know, there's not really much on most planets unless you go to a planet with life on it. But other than that, there ain't shit. I mean, it's just what it is. You still can explore though. You still can run into, other players' ships, which a lot of players seem to leave them abandoned. So you know what that means. Rob them. Do some devious thievery on the high seas of space. But there are points of interest along the planets. There's AI enemies that you can fight. You can jack their loot. Some of them you get lucky. You even get some nice equipment. Found a sniper rifle a couple days ago with my brother, and unfortunately I lost it recently because of some BS, and the BS being bugs. Which, yes, this game has a lot of bugs. And the reason for that is because this game has been in alpha for over a decade, right? And, it's crazy to me because I understand the vision that they have for the game. And don't get me wrong, minus the bugs, when there's no bugs taking place, as you're about to see right here, with these kiosks not functioning properly, when these bugs are not taking place, I genuinely have a good time playing the game. I will say that. There's a lot of things to do. You can do mining missions, salvage missions, which salvage missions you probably make the most profit out of, considering if the ship that you are salvaging has cargo in it, man, you're making bank. And money's the big thing. Obviously, you can earn everything in the game. Now, with that being said, one big thing that people are very talkative about with Star Citizen is the store that is specifically on the Robert Space Industries website. Now, yes, you can earn every ship in game, but that would take a lot of time because you need a lot of money. But also, you could just buy the ships in the store on the website for real money, which also requires you to have a lot of money. Just, real money. Now, obviously, that would bring to question pay to win. Now, for someone like me, right, I don't really like to spend money on games like that, like crazy. Like, I think the game that I've spent the most money on, which is like close to $1,000, is Destiny, and that's between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But that's from buying expansions and stuff like that. So, but this, you're buying ships. Me, I haven't bought a ship. Granted, Star Citizen, you need to, buy a starter pack or whatever in order to get the game, which, I spent like $50, so I have access to the game, I can play it. Now, as far as the pay to win aspect, do I think it's pay to win? I would say yes and no. Mainly leaning no, because here's the thing. You could have, say, someone who only spent $50 on the game, who's been playing the game since it came out, or since they started working on the game, because again, it's in an alpha. And you can have another person with the same level of time and experience in the game who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game. The reason it's not pay to win is because regardless, it's just going to be down to who's going to win. And when I say that, I mean they've both been playing for the same amount of time, these two imaginary people. They both have the same experience with flying ships. So it's just a matter of who's better at flying ships. Because you could have someone who has never played the game before, and they decide to, say, fuck it. I'm dropping $1,000 on the biggest ship with the biggest guns. And then you have some guy who only spent the 50 to get the game, to get access to the game. And he just absolutely shits on the guy that just dropped a couple $1,000s on the game. And the reason for that is the brand new person has no experience with flying. And that's my opinion on this, that I really can't say it's pay to win. I know people's main concern on the game is mostly, is it a scam or not? Because the biggest talking point, well, one of the biggest talking points is they could just close up shop and that'll be it. because they've raised close to $1 billion. As of yesterday, it was like 926 million. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how much it is now, but yeah, they've raised that money, and that's from 2012 or 2013 till now. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, they can just pull the plug," but the more you think about it, realistically speaking, they can't really do that because there's this nice little thing called lawsuits that no one likes. They involve these people called lawyers, which are assholes. And I don't think that they would want to go with that because that's a lot of people filing a lawsuit on you. And that's a lot, you know? So I don't really think that it is pay to win. I don't really think that it's not going to come to life. I do think that the game would come out. I mean, shit, look. I've had fun playing the game. When there's no bugs, keep that in mind. There are bugs. I will continue to say this because some of these bugs make me want to do some no-nos. So, yeah. And another big component of Star Citizen is they do wipes, server wipes. So back to when I said that, yes, you can, buy ships in-game with, the in-game currency that you get, which is the UAC credits. Whenever there's a server wipe, unfortunately, you lose everything. So any ship that you bought goes away. Now, the only time your ship doesn't go away is if you bought it outright with money on the RSI website. Now, that can also be, it is pay to win. And that's pretty fair. I would say that's pretty fair. And again, the argument that I would push upon it is, well, again, you could have someone who, knows how to play the game, who has had more experience with the game than someone who hasn't, who did buy a lot of the ships. The person with more experience still has the advantage because they know what they're doing in the game. So, it's not really pay to win. Now, you could disagree with me on that, and that's fair. Everyone has their own opinions. I've had my opinions on this game throughout the years, and I've done my research, and now that I've actually played it, I do see where a lot of people are coming from. And I do see that there are a lot of people that just say shit just because. But I don't really think that a lot of the criticism that is put on this game is reasonable. Some of it I do, but others I don't. Some people are just saying shit just to say shit. Like, oh yeah, the game is shit and it's unpolished, it's in an alpha. And while I do agree that saying it's an alpha for a lot of issues that take place is not an excuse, trust me, I do not believe that because too many fucking games say that shit. I will say, minus the bugs, when they do fix them, and they do fix bugs. Unfortunately, with the most recent update in Star Citizen being 4.5 with engineering, there are a lot of bugs taking place with you open your inventory and you can't see shit. You open your storage, you can't see shit. You load into the game, it crashes. Unfortunately, I'm running AMD, so in order for me to play the game, I had to roll back my drivers, which sucked, but had to be done because I wanted to play the game and I wanted to try it out. Thankfully, it's not affecting any of the games that I have on my computer, thank God. But I would like to see a fix for that, and that is one thing that kind of gets on me because I have not heard of a fix for this at all recently. So just have to wait and see on that front. Now, back to No Man's Sky. When it comes to ships, I do think that Star Citizen has a better ship design, specifically because, the way that the game plays, you actually operate your ship in every single aspect. Meaning, you need real evasive maneuvers because when you crash in the game, your ship blows up. It's not like No Man's Sky where I can go at high speeds, crash into a planet, and just the ship won't blow up or anything. It just won't happen. Star Citizen is different. You gotta watch because they're trying to make it as realistic as possible, and I get that. That's pretty cool, you know. But I do think that the design is better, and also when you're flying, you have you have to learn how to control your flying, control your speed. There's a lot of learning to do in the cockpit of these ships. You know, I'm still confused to this day. Obviously, I mean, I've only been playing for a little bit, so it's probably gonna take me quite a bit of time to really, get everything down. Perhaps maybe in the future buy some joysticks to properly fly, which would be pretty cool. But that requires money, and I'm broke, so you know. But yeah, the ships in Star Citizen, I do like operating it. It feels nice. No Man's Sky is more relaxed, very relaxed, as you can see right here. You know, you control the ship, you fly the ship around. They both games have the same system. Where you pulse. Where No Man's Sky it's called the pulse drive. In Star Citizen, it's called the quantum drive, which you mark a target, shoot straight towards it, let your ship sit, and at some point you will arrive at your destination, which it will take you out of pulse drive slash quantum drive, and you'll be able to fly again. Now, landing, you have to manually land in Star Citizen, meaning you have to put down your landing gear and you have to safely land. You can't just press a button and it will land for you, like in No Man's Sky. And I do think that is pretty cool. You know, it also requires you to be mindful and be safe so that you don't blow up and lose all your shit. Speaking of losing all your shit, right? There's an element of the extraction shooter genre, which is when your ship explodes or when you die, you lose everything. Now, unless you have your armor equipped and your weapons holstered on your character in Star Citizen, anything that is in your backpack, anything that is in your ship will be lost forever. So if you went out and you were like, say you were doing a cargo mission or you went mining and you got like a couple $1,000,000 worth of stuff that you're about to go sell, make some nice profit. If you just so happen to crash and or run into a player who just decides to be an asshole, yeah, you're gonna lose all your shit, straight up and down, and it's gonna suck. I have had that happen to me a couple of times due to some unfortunate misadventures, but we don't talk about that. And yes, while it is frustrating, me personally, I just be like, you know what? It's a game. Let me not trip. I don't have much invested into this game. I have only put in again. I said $50 on it. I'm not really deep invested, so I do play the game. I don't really get mad when I do lose shit. I do be like, fuck. Especially something that's rare, because there's like a sniper rifle that I did lose a couple days ago, or I think last night actually, where unfortunately I have to go to Pyro, which is the no law system. So basically, the risk of getting sent to the Shadow Realm are pretty high. So I would have to go back and get that. I'm still a bit tight about that one. But other than that, like I said, I've had some good times playing Star Citizen, minus the bugs. So with everything I just said, personally, I really, don't care about all the stuff that goes on with Star Citizen itself, as far as the drama or whatever, because personally, it doesn't affect me. I just want to play a game. And, could also say, well, what if the game just goes away and then you won't be able to play it anymore? Then I just won't be able to play it anymore. I mean, I haven't invested money on the game. Yes, it's an alpha. I am aware of that. And that's also another reason why I really don't care. I'm not really going to get attached when I'm not keeping anything that's in the game because it's technically not out yet. Now, in the case of No Man's Sky, that's a game that I'm going to be playing years down the line. 100% I know I am. Because No Man's Sky is a great game. It really is. And, Hello Games has been hard at work with the game. They continue to update it. I love playing the expeditions, playing through them. They're fun. And again, it's just a comfort game whenever I want to wind down and just get, have some time of peace from rage-inducing FPS combat. Which, speaking of FPS, I do like. This is another thing I do like about Star Citizen. The FPS combat is pretty nice, in my opinion. Obviously, they should work on it even more to make it even better. Unfortunately, one of the issues I'm having with it right now is the desync with the enemies, which, as you'll probably see coming up right now, you'll notice that when they're walking, they're not, it's like they're teleporting. So where they're at is where they're not at. It is a tough one. But I hope that they'll fix it. I'm sure that they will. I do enjoy playing this game. I do like it a lot. I have a lot of positive to say about it, as I have. And obviously there is the negatives. But again, I'm not attached to the game. I'm not invested into the game like that. So it's really not a big deal. But I do understand how a lot of people feel about it. Especially the people that do play the game. Because I know there's a lot of people that talk about the game that haven't played it at all. And they just go off by what they see, which is fair because, a lot of the times when you look at a game, you can tell when it's good or bad. I've been like that with a lot of games, and a lot of the games I said that about have been bad. But, this game, not invested into it, don't really care. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy playing the game. So yeah, with all that being said, appreciate everyone for watching this, for taking the time to watch this. And appreciate everyone that actually checked out the video that I put out last Sunday, I believe, about Black Ops 7 for the free beta, for the free trial. Yeah, appreciate everyone for checking that out. And let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments. Again, I'm going to do more of these, try to release a video every Sunday. So yeah, appreciate the support and take care. Peace.